Hi, I'm Susan, and welcome to Being Mindful. Today, I thought it would be helpful to just get back to the basics. In my group today, I had two new people, and so I had the opportunity to share with them sort of how I think of mindfulness. And I decided it would be great to just do a basic focus on the breath. So that is what we are doing here. I hope that you find it helpful, whether you are new to meditation or whether you are an old pro. Let's get started. If it is comfortable for you to close your eyes, that can be a helpful way to focus inward. You can keep your eyes open if you'd prefer to be able to see me speaking, or if closing your eyes is an uncomfortable thing to do. Finding an upright, alert posture that's not overly rigid. If you're sitting in a chair, having your back come up off the chair so you're not fully leaning back can be helpful. It's also fine to lie down on the floor, on a yoga mat, or a bed. And I generally like to begin by having you notice the sensation of where your body is in contact with the ground or a source of support. Noticing the feeling of feet against the floor, the body supported by the chair. And already our minds may be wandering. It's difficult to focus through meditation for more than a few seconds, really. Our minds like to stay occupied. And so when you notice that your mind has wandered, you can notice where it went. Sometimes I find it helpful to simply say past or future, or labeling it with a single word, but then bringing focus back to wherever the guidance is. It's not a mistake or a failure. It is simply part of the practice. It is the practice. We are practicing bringing our minds from the swirl to the center. And so every thought is a chance to practice. It's not a problem. So I invite you again to use sensation as the current focus. We notice the sensation of clothing against the skin. We can notice the way the skin feels where there is no clothing. The temperature of the air, or maybe even some subtle movement of air. We can take in sound, the sounds that have been happening already that maybe we were already hearing, or maybe they were just in the background. But they become the point of focus now, so that even sounds that might otherwise be irritating are fodder for our focus. And now we allow those sounds to continue in their own way, but to allow them to shift into the background as we begin to center in on the breath. We just notice that breath is happening. We don't have to breathe in any particular way. We breathe and we notice that we're breathing. It could be helpful to tie sensation to the breath by noticing where the breath feels most prominent in the body as it enters the body. The lungs expand. Perhaps the abdomen expands as well. And on the out breath, noticing the relaxation of the abdomen, a lowering of the shoulders, and the movement of breath out through the mouth or the nostrils. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you are already doing. Perhaps choosing the one spot where the breath feels most prominent and resting our attention there for just a little while. Thoughts come and go. And if we find that we have gone with our thoughts somewhere, we can use this opportunity to notice where it went, notice where we went, and gently bring attention back to that spot where we feel the breath most prominently. If our minds want a little more than one spot, we can choose to follow the sensations that accompany the breath from the moment the breath enters the body, usually through the nostrils, but if it's through the mouth, that's okay too. And following the breath as it moves through the body, rests ever so slightly, and then is released back out. Sounds move in and out of consciousness, in and out of awareness. Thoughts come and they go. And we continue to observe and feel the breath. As this practice approaches its end, we can take a moment to notice what's happening more broadly in the body. Notice how the body feels. Notice what emotions are present or have come up. We can begin to wiggle the feet, the toes, the fingers. Allow ourselves to move. And if the eyes have been closed, we can begin to open them. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that was a good, nice, basic practice for you. It is something you can do on your own. You don't necessarily need to have guidance, but I am right here for you if you do need guidance. You could bookmark or save this to your favorites, save it to a playlist, whatever you want to do, so that you can come back to this very basic focus on the breath. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing that and joining the community. I'd love to have you with me on future videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day.